think Liliana was necessarily done dirty, but I would say, I mean, there's actually quite a bit of time that passes between Origins and to Inquisition, so I don't think they did a very good job at communicating just how much time passed between those two games.
That's true. All right, we found.
Liliana is like a very different person as she grows older.
Yeah. I found a book called The Legion of Steel. Paragon Caridian vanished in the 11th year of the reign of King Valtor, and with the Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture was lost. Expeditions were sent into the deep roads to track him. Oh, we heard about this guy. He just fucking took off into the deep roads and was like, eh. But the Darkspawn drove them all back. Finally, in the second year of the reign of Queen Getha, 126 golems, the entire Legion of Steel, were sent to recover the Paragon. None returned. The Shaper of Golems refused to support any further attempts to find Caridian, and the Paragon was officially declared dead. The Shaper never recovered from the loss of an entire Legion of Golems, and never again allowed an all-golem regiment in the Deep Roads. Woo!
On my way.
Yoink. Hi.
Pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
Oh. What kind of research?
I was looking for something about
I'd elaborate further too, but I also don't want to spoil.
And there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I could try to find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
Oh. Cece is trying to eat the bacon from her plate and she can't get it off. Come here, sweet boy. Sweet girl. I'll help you. I've misgendered my cat.
Oh no.
Oh no. She's gonna yell at me. Alright, here we go. I give you some food and I'll peel the bacon off the bottom of the dish so you can eat it. I had a sub tonight for dinner. So she always gets a little bacon.
The trait of not being able to do basic tasks like scraping food off of a plate is a very masculine trait. I will agree.
I feel like Bourbon wouldn't have that problem though. I feel like he would just vacuum his face to the dish.
I don't know. I mean, true, but also Bourbon is kind of
Yeah, he tried to squeeze back. Okay, so my room is small, so my stuff is placed very deliberately in here, my furniture. And today, while I was working, Bourbon came in, and decided he didn't feel like watching Cat TV, aka the bird feeder. So he went up on my dresser and then tried to squeeze between the dresser and the wall because there's a gap there because there's a plug. So, except that if he squeezed back there, I could not get him because there's too much shit in the way and he would have been trapped between the wall and the thing. So I yelled at him and grabbed him by the booty. And pulled him back out. Gimme. Hello.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor.
Zebor.
Memories.
He sounds familiar also. This man.
A lot of the people who played the dwarves in Dragon Age play the Volus in Mass Effect.
Ah, then that's probably why I've heard the voices before. Also, to answer your question, Zeno, Isis is a very strange cat. She does not like fish, but she loves beef and she loves bacon. And because she has a slight weight problem in that she is just slowly losing it, but not to the point where they can prescribe medicine for her yet, I have no problem with letting her eat a strip of bacon whenever I have something with bacon. It has not made her sick, and if it puts some weight on her very skinny body, that will be good. Zeno also likes bacon, so you're not alone. I love bacon too. How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Really? So like the future? Is that what he means? I would assume that memories meant the past, but it sounds like he meant like, oh no, your coming was foretold kind of thing.
The memories are. It's like a living history. Think of like the Elder Scrolls. That's basically what the memories
So it updates itself then as shit happens.
It doesn't update itself. The Shaperate is an organization dedicated to keeping it updated. It's not like a supernatural thing like the Elder Scrolls are, but it is. There are like premonitions and stuff that are recorded into the memories.
Okay, so they're more like the people who keep making sure that Wikipedia is up to date as opposed to like.
Yeah, okay. And sometimes people on Wikipedia inadvertently predict the future.
Like The Simpsons. I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
I come on behalf of Brother Burkle, a cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Because tradition, for the tradition's sake, is kind of lame.
Yeah. I mean, what honestly, my character probably doesn't believe in any of that shit, but she probably believes in letting people choose themselves. I mean, what harm would it do to let him preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzamar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Yes, tell me some of Orzamar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with Darkspawn.
Oh, man.
Zeno says, fuck the chantry. And while I do agree on principle, I do have to say that one benefit of having the chantry and its charitable cause active down here is that the chantry doesn't recognize the caste system.
This is also true.
So they would be willing to help casteless dwarves in a society that forgets them.
This could actually help. The outreach programs from the chantry actually could probably really help those people. So also, that is a good point.
A potential plot thread that may rise if BioWare even remembers that this ever occurred. I don't know how closely they keep tabs on small quests like this, but they could potentially have a thread later on where it's like the chantry has like a religious revolution or something in because it
becomes the symbol of freedom for the casteless.
The casteless would benefit way more, so they would be note that the people who are opposed to the chantry showing up here aren't the casteless. They don't care.
Yeah, they're like, fine, whatever.
It's the Shaperate and the upper class that are opposed to it.
They're like, oh, but tradition.
Well, it's a threat.
Because the tradition that makes it so that I can have all of the things.
It's code for it threatens my power is what they're actually saying. Not tradition is their manner of maintaining power.
Money, tradition, money and tradition, same thing.
I mean, that's all tradition is. It's like institutionalized power.
Yeah. So, what are the deep roads?
They were once our highways beneath the mountains. Now the Darkspawn claim them and few venture there, except your order, who enter the deep roads when they retire, so they can die slaughtering as many Darkspawn as possible.
How did you lose the golems?
The paragon Ferelden, a smith of unsurpassed
Oh, I did
genius,
say it right, Ferelden.
invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the Darkspawn. One golem is worth 12 dwarves in battle, but Ferelden's tide is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
I will clarify one statement. What I mean when I say tradition, by the way, is imposed tradition. Natural traditions, I don't think are the same. But it's
Yeah, well, I mean, those are things where it's like, oh, we started doing this because of this reason, and now it's just a fun thing we do, as opposed to, oh, you can't have a better life because tradition says.
Well, traditions naturally die off. Like, I do think that traditions have a natural lifespan, and it differs depending on the tradition. But certain power structures want to maintain traditions because it lends them
serves
power.
them, yeah. All right, what is a tug?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Nice. Where is Kalsharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kalsharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Not too surprised. Didn't I just ask how you lost your golems? I guess I'll ask again. How'd you lose?
The paragon Ferelden, a smith of one golem is worth. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems.
You just interrupted him.
It's something I already heard.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Okay, what is the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
Cool. And that's what Branka was.
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it.
Cool.
It earned her paragon status.
Where's Branka now?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Oh. How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shotgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Interesting. I noticed something got left out of that tale. What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Wow! Seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
You're gonna be saying yikes a lot with the dwarves.
Wow, that was such a terrible conversation that it made my cat throw up. Hold on a minute. Oh, Cece! Oh, sweet girl. I knew I shouldn't have given you a second batch of food, but you were so hungry. Oh, God. Well, at least it was on the floor and not on something like my shoes. Like last time.
You'll also be
on my bed. That's something
you'll also
I did
be
not
saying
want to have to do
yikes.
today. Would be to change all my keys and walk everywhere.
You'll also be saying yikes when you go to when we go to the
Okay.
deep roads, because there's a lot
There
of
we go.
yikes with the Darkspawn as well.
ISIS is opposed to caste systems. Why can't? What are you
Very
doing?
Greek, isn't it, Ferb?
Why
Like, it's
can't I get my
reminiscent
headphones?
of like
What is
Greek
happening?
gods
Okay, there we go.
cursing
Jesus.
bloodlines forever.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, your kids just, also get to be in prison. I'm leaving now, bye.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
It means change is coming, my dude. Gimme. Mm-hmm. Yoink. This week on the Friday stream, pickpocketing and lore
I think
dumps.
the difference, Ferb, is that there's like movements to improve that, where there are no movements in Dwarven society to improve that.
Gloves of diligence. Search for the true prophet. A tattered tome explores the possibility that Andraste was a powerful mage and not the Maker's Chosen. It seems this book was saved from a fire at some point. Interesting.
Oh, there's a lot about Andraste that is fascinating, but we'll talk about that later. I don't want to spoil anything. So.
All right, everybody, prepare for lore dump. Folk songs. It's about nugs! Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his ears. You catch the Nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his toes. You hook the Nug, he slips away. Now the Nug runs off to play. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his nose. You tickle the Nug, he laughs away. Now the Nug sits on my plate. Nug pancakes!
You turn it into like a jingle.
I did. It's a nursery rhyme.
It's like a jingle for like a birthday cereal or something. A birthday cereal? What the fuck?
Nuggets!
Cereal?
Little Nug Nuggets. I bet the dwarves would hate Furbies too, says Zeno. They'd probably eat Furbies.
Nugs are basically Dragon Age's like
Furbies.
Furbies, yeah.
Oh, they're cute like Furbies. This song was called Nug Pancakes, a well-loved dwarven nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Nug
It's
Pancakes.
like you turned it into a jingle for breakfast cereal, and I love it.
What's this one? Dwarven Faith. Do you have a moment to talk about Jesus? The chant of light is almost never heard in the halls of Orzammar until today. This is hardly surprising, for, unlike the elves, who were literally abandoned by their gods, or the Teventers, who worshipped dragons, the dwarves have no gods at all. Even the concept of worship is foreign in Orzammar. Instead, the dwarves seem to venerate the stone, a name given to the earth itself. This seems practical for a people living underground, if perhaps a bit unimaginative. Who the fuck wrote this? For guidance in spiritual matters, they turn to their ancestors. These ancestors, who are said to have returned to the stone, communicate their wishes to the living via brutal trial by combat called provings. The ancestors' collective wisdom is maintained by the Shaperet, which can apparently store records in Lyrium itself. Set above the ancestors, above even kings, are the paragons, dwarves who have achieved such greatness that they are elevated almost to godhood. These are the great figures holding up the hallway that leads from the surface, the first glimpse of Orzammar that outsiders see. Brother Genitivi wrote this also! Thank you, Brother Genitivi.
I mean, it makes sense. He's one of the foremost scholars in Ferelden.
True that.
And also, like a guy that the game gives you the option to kill for no good reason.
Yeah, that's true! Aw, the Nug sitting in the mud is gonna be in my head now, says Ferb. I should clip that. The Shaper's life. The blessing of the Shaper is given only to those who walk with the stone. It is a path that cuts deep, and the road is far from secure, but those who desire to work in memory must first honor it, document the stone, protect her, and present a new history to the memories. Only then will the blessing of the Shaper be upon you. And it is apparently a necklace of some kind. Book! An explanation of the Legion of the Dead! Yes, Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead, the motto of the Legion of the Dead. A little bit long, that's okay. The Legion accepts all, so I was told by one of the Legionnaires himself, a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armor and fine weapons, each painted with grim tattoos applied at their funerals the night previous. They have a funeral the day before they go out because they're probably not coming back. Oh... Put it on your channel as a short. Okay, I will. That's what I'll do. For that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. Any dwarf may join the Legion so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are somber. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs, and last words are said. And then it is done. The new Legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Although we did talk to a guy who came back in the tavern before. But I guess since they've had a funeral, they technically are just dead. Or considered dead, even though they're alive still.
This is true.
That's cool. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Many join the Legion to clear the slate. Criminals join to avoid punishment. The dishonored... because I guess this is that much better. The dishonored join so their houses and families need not suffer on their behalf. The bankrupt join so their debts might be forgiven. Oh, a very few join for a last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Orzammar. Once the Legion's home, associated with the greatest of their paragons, Orzammar is a holy place. It's lost the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But capture it or no, all of these warriors will die in the deep roads. It is a sobering thought, and I now know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight. They have nothing left to lose. Brother Gentivi left a lot of books here in this Dwarven library. Book. Any book over there? No. Book. Box that is not a box. Orzammar politics. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' work, and in turn reap a share of the profits as well as a measure of the credit. Okay. So it's not that different from just people who own companies now. Anyway. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever-changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that, things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them or from their own bloodlines win provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well-regarded, or when the merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge one another to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants have the best manners. Jesus. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshers, representatives of each noble house, meet. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain their support of the Deshers. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. Interesting. Book.
Let's get started.
On this book. In praise of the humble Nug! In praise of the humble Nug. I once served a human some nug, and he proclaimed that it was like eating an unholy union of pork and hare. The animal, not the part of your head. Oh, my patron is the best patron ever. Aw, thanks, Zeno. He. The idea disturbed him so much that he declined to finish his serving and made himself content with some stale bread. Of course, this only goes to show that surfacers, human or otherwise, have tragically unrefined palates. The nug is surely the most delicious animal I have ever tasted. Only a dead man would not salivate at the thought of a tender morsel of roast nug melting in his mouth. The paragon Varen, although his house has fallen, shall always be remembered for discovering the wonders of nug flesh. Admittedly, it was discovered only out of desperation when he was separated from his legion and lost in the deep roads for a week, but we won't hold that against the good paragon. That's like if you discovered that possums were the best tasting thing on the planet, but you only discovered that because you got lost in the woods for a month. Oh my god.
As you do.
As one does. While nug pancakes and nuggets, my own children... Did you have nuggets? They're called nuggets. My own children love these, are the nug dishes one encounters most often. Nug can be prepared in other interesting and elegant ways. The late king, Ansgar Adilkin, adored nug seared on a hot metal plate and finished in the oven, and dressed in a cream sauce flavored with deep mushrooms. You must be careful when using the mushrooms from the deep roads, because they often grow close to Darkspawn bodies. They say that this is what gives them their unique flavor and intoxicating scent, but it also means that consuming too many of them may result in curious afflictions of the mind. So yeah, don't eat the Darkspawn?
I mean, it is very realistic that people have to be told not to do that, I guess.
You'd think that you would probably not want to eat anything next to a corpse to begin with, but a Darkspawn corpse? Delicious infection. I can taste the disease. Okay, deep roads. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the deep roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the tides together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art, with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, with the flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the imperial highway built by the magisters of old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles, something that only could have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the deep roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn rule the deep roads now. When Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the deep roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling all over Bonamar now, tearing down our statues, defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says it just gets worse with each passing year, the foulness spreading a little further. And the cloud gazers think the Darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out into the surface? One day when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Oof-oofa. So the endless, but oh my god, what if the endless blight comes after the final blight? Looks like that's all the books.
Oh man, what an awful turn of events that would be if people are like, this is the final blight. Well, once we defeat this,
There will be no more blight.
And then it's just like, no, then the
No.
true boss will rise. The boss music begins to
Yeah,
play.
then the triple health bar appeals at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, the real blight.
Yeah, and that's just the words on it. The actual blight.
These are just all test runs.
Yeah, well, now with no more undead demon dragons to tell them what to do, the Darkspawn are just gonna have at it. And that'll suck. Chamber of the Assembly. Let's go into the Assembler.
On it.
Hello? Hi. One moment. I have some preparation to do before I can shake your hand.
We also have quick saves to do.
An injury kit? That's great.
Genuine happiness.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartak Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
You know who I am.
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and her eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzamar's finest.
Yes. This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
I sense a request coming. Is there some way I could help?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harmont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
Ferb says, ooh, we're eclectic, with a lot of sparkle emojis. I thought King Endrin himself supported Harmont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harmont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
I have a question that you don't necessarily have to answer, and I will try to phrase it in such a way that the answer would not give me a spoiler. Do I have to select one of them now by taking on these quests? Or can and should I do quests for both of these people and then just pick who I support in the end?
I need to think for a second. I think it's a case of, like, you decide who you want to do the quest for?
Okay.
I don't remember. Let me look it up really quick. I don't want to steer you down a
Okay,
path
yeah.
of no return.
Please do. Also, sorry for any background sound. I have turned my fan on. So it's getting a little stuffy because the air conditioner has not turned on, which is fine because it means it's 74 in here, but... Well, I could probably... Oh, there it goes. My air conditioner looks so cute right now. There's actually a little... I guess the best thing to be, call it a row of test tubes, a row of test files, that have flowers in them sitting on top.
There will be points where you can switch sides, but generally speaking, it's recommended that you
just stick with one.
Pick one and stick with it, yeah.
All right, let's stick with the guy who wants to change things around here, even if I don't really support the fact that he will just stab people. All right. What must I do to prove my good intentions?
Harmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him.
Which you've done no such thing, of course.
A stranger were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harmont's deception.
Irrefutable evidence, which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get the promissory note?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
That's like a I heard it from a friend of a friend. My friend's co-worker's cousin's boyfriend's sister-in-law. So you see, he couldn't possibly be unbiased. Ferd makes a good point. He may be a murderer, but at least he believes in personhood rights. He'd hold a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
Alright, fine. I'll find Lady Dance and Lord Helmy right now.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much.
Dace.
But Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the commons.
Ooh, slumming it.
Don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Politics.
Political bullshit.
Politics are dumb, but also important.
Yeah. Dumb important. Hi, Dolan! he just turned his head to look at me, too.
I have to say, there's something funny about how stubby dwarves are in the way they stand. There's just something about it that's just very funny to me. The way they
just very, like, solid in the way he stands. Just
like
boom!
an immovable wall, basically.
Yeah, he just got set down, and this is where he is. Hi, Dolan.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here.
Ah.
I am Dolan Ferelden, second to Lord Harmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor.
Your ears must have been burning.
Suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
Ferb says, if he fits, he sits. True. That is basically.
Yeah, if he fits, he sits.
That is like he's here now, and this is where he is.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against a blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harmont's best fighters into stepping down.
So you'd like me to enter the proving in Harmont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I do have to say, Ferb says that the beard textures are really good in this game. That is true. Unfortunately, the hair in Dragon Age gets worse as the games progress.
Oh no!
Inquisition, there are a lot of memes about Inquisition's hair.
I mean, I guess... that's unfortunate.
The main issue is that Here's the pain. Okay, so Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 are released on BioWare's proprietary Eclipse engine.
Uh-huh.
The hair in both games look pretty good overall.
Mhm.
However,
But
BioWare was stuck at a crossroads once the previous generation of consoles came out.
Mhm.
The crossroads being that, were they going to invest a bunch of money to upgrade the Eclipse engine, which was already showing its age,
or
to look good, or would they use a pre-existing engine? They decided to use a pre-existing engine, which brought them to another crossroads, which was they could use Frostbite or they could use Unreal. Now, keep in mind, Unreal, while may have been a better choice in the long run, Unreal Engine was still pretty new, or at least Unreal 4 was still pretty new at the time.
so
No one really knew what direction Unreal Engine was going to take. The other benefit was that EA already had a team of engineers assisting other studios in adopting Frostbite. The issue with being that Frostbite is incredibly unwieldy. It wasn't designed to support a lot of the games that it now currently supports.
So they're trying to program a big complicated
well,
thing on something not designed to do
There's an
that.
additional wrinkle that not a lot of people talk about either, which is that Dragon Age Inquisition looks okay. It looks pretty, I mean, it looks stunning for the time, and it's aged decently. However, it's worth noting that the game did come out not only on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but also on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. They had to get the game to look that good, but also run on 4 different consoles in addition to PC. So
well, that's
there were a
unfortunate.
lot of compromises made, and the hair was definitely one of them.
Yeah. All right. I guess I should try to get out of doing this since I've decided I'm going to support Balin. I don't want to start picking sides.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harmont could certainly use you on his side.
Ferb asks, is it better than Skyrim hair? Yeah, I would say it's on par with Skyrim hair. Maybe a little bit better than Skyrim hair. The problem isn't just that the mesh quality isn't great, but it's also that the styles that they picked are not... There are a lot of them that are not great.
Okay. I've pickpocketed him, and therefore we are done for that.
It's also worth noting that in Inquisition, you can play as 4 separate species. So they did have to make hair that works for all 4 of them.
The Orzammar Royal Palace. Can I just go in? I can. What's in here?
Stuff to steal, hopefully.
Probably. One of the hair by nowadays wouldn't be considered great, but the hair physics that were in Alice Madness Returns are so beautiful.
I'm here.
Like the individual strands. Give me all your money, you royal
Also
dude.
an EA title.
Gimme.
I will say that BioWare has improved in hair. I actually thought that the hair options in Anthem were actually pretty impressive. Even the short hair had physics applications. So, like, the hair would, like, move and sway when the character moved, which was pretty cool. And it played nicely with the lighting. So I think BioWare's finally figured out how to do good hair.
Okay, so I'm guessing I can't go through these doors. Oh, I can. What the shit was that? Is this a button? It is a button.
It's a button.
Okay. To do what? Nothing appears to have Can you please?
I'm not going to answer that. You're just going to explore.
Door. Hello?
Right, quick save before you enter every doorway, please.
Gotcha.
For the love of God.
I am. What?
As you like.
Hello?
Bruh.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
this is one of my favorite encounters.
Just randomly a bunch of people. That doesn't.
Wait until you see.
Let's get started.
They tunneled into this place.
Let's make this quick.
Through the ceiling.
Just busted that dude's roof, man.
It's either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me.
Just somebody.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act.
On it.
Oh, sorry.
I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Guess so. Oh yeah, I already robbed him. Okay.
Easy enough?
All right. Well. Scuzzy? Nope. Bathtub? Bathtub. Okay. Well, now there's a sunroof. That is not a door.
Ferb, I will link the hair options in the Discord.
Hello, Cece.
So
I
you
love
can see
you.
them later.
Thank you for... Oh, honey.
This should be easy enough.
Cece. Cece. Ooh, a kitchen. Oh, the nug! He's been seasoned! He's been seasoned and lightly battered! Fancy vase.
Let's get started.
Small round shield made of ruditude. Oh my goodness, come here. I will cuddle you. Here you go. Oh, yes. Boosh, 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 boosh. She demands. She demands the fluffs. That's everything? Oh! There was evil here!
On it.
Many of King Edrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes, a small glass phylactery. The ore is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around the paper within the vial. Take it! The glass fractures at your touch. Hey, look! A lich in the kitchen! A lichin, perhaps, one might call it.
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
Ha ha ha! Oh.
Never liked this part.
I'm about to die. You, why are you not tanking them? Do that. Smack him. Smack him a lot.
This should be easy enough. So tired.
Why is she so hurt? She must be standing too close. You drink that. I mean, she's fine, because she's back there.
Here we go! Come, you can do better than that!
Is he not threatening? His threat should be on, right? Yeah, threaten is on. Shield defense. He doesn't really seem to have another... Ah. Cleanse the area, would you?
Time for some fun!
There we go.
Running out of energy.
Oh shit. Oh.
Hey, no trampling my comrade.
I appreciate the gesture. Oh my god. In case none of you heard it, he said, "Hey, don't trample my girlfriend," when I died. Oh my god. Resurrect me, please, ma'am.
Top tier.
That's astonishing.
Supportive boyfriend.
Yeah, only a truly supportive boyfriend. Well, can you not focus me? I'm not even threatening you. Please.
Show me what you've got!
Die. Nice blow, Alistair. He had a scrap of paper on him. What? Oh my god, I know. Can you promise me you're not gonna puke this time? You promise me you're not gonna barf if I give you more food? I'm trusting you. Only got a couple minutes of stream left, so you best not. Alright then. So we defeated an evil undead lich that was in the kitchen. Good job, everybody. Let me turn off my god aura. There we go. Where are we? We're here. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Yoink. A love letter. We needed that for a quest. Where is it? Nope. 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 Ah! Dear Sir John, your ministrations, while well-intentioned, hold no promise. Do not despair, for it is not you, it is of me. I require an interval to acquaint myself with the personage you awakened. I'm certain we can maintain an amiable accord and that engagements with our mutual associations will not be awkward. Amazing. The most classic, it's not you, it's me. That's the throne room. So I guess we should probably check out the other side before we go into the throne. No, I guess we should go in the throne room. What's in here?
Let's get started.
Hello. Nothing.
I actually really like the architecture for the dwarves.
This is the throne of ORZAMAR.
Like the architecture, architecture of the dwarves in Dragon Age is like really unique looking to me.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Aged in stone, the inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. Why am I fighting? I was fighting a lich that was in a bottle. The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of these Ferelden are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf, and work with their users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled, 3 standing in position, a 4th signals the throne. Stasis for the beast. So long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. Okay, and their throne is a hammer.
Ferb has committed sin.
I'm a lichen in a bottle, baby. I'm a lich in a bottle, baby. You gotta move me the right way, honey. Whoops.
Oh,
I can't
you
jump.
didn't read it correctly because it has the tilde at the end.
Oh, I didn't sing it.
It's got the ooh woo vibe.
I'm a lich in a bottle, baby. You gotta rub me the right way, honey. There you go. That better? Ooh woo. I'm a lich in a bottle, ooh woo. You gotta let me out, ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
Oh!
I'll do it.
Oh no! Oh, no. Give me your money. Give me your lunch money. Oh. Give me your lunch money. I'm guessing they won't let me go
The
by.
prince values your support, Warden.
Thanks. Goodbye. Alright, let me get out of here. And head over to that lady's place, and then we can save. We'll do a hard save. Mikey just did the sexiest uwu, says Zeno.
Which one? I did 3 or 4 of them.
It was the deep-voiced one.
Harmont,
said to have kicked casteless in the street. Does he respect none beneath his station?
Cancel him on Dwarven Twitter! Lord Harrow said to not like nugs? Ghastly. Insult to our history and culinary excellence. But yeah, you just did a deep voice equivalent of as it's connected. I can't Discord yet. But maybe? Maybe are we maybe back? Perhaps maybe back? Ooh. I'm not back in Discord yet. It's doing things. Ah! Yay! Mikey!
Yee.
We're back!
Yee.
Woo! Okay, well, we have enough time to wrap everything up, so I'll let you guys know what tiny bit you missed. I talked to this lady, Lady Dace, and she went, oh my goodness, a bad dude, he's trying to rip us off, but I can't do anything about that. Our whole family decided, so only my dad can veto it. And I said, where is your dad? And she went, oh, he went into the deep roads to try and reclaim a thing. And I went, oh, well, I can go and talk to him, I guess. And she went, okay, cool, here's a pass to go into the deep roads. Please go get him and tell him about this thing so that we can not vote for that guy because he's ripping us off. And I said, sure thing, okie dokie. And then I saved the game. And that is where we are. So,
sounds good.
Yes. So that's all you missed, which really wasn't anything. So, anyway, now to say goodbye properly, so it's not just like a little note in the thing that's just like, internet died, guess it's over, bye. I want to thank everybody for stopping by.
Oh, I think.
Oh,
Ooh, there we go.
There we go. What? Am I gone again?
It briefly buffered, but I think that was.
Fuck! No. Hello? Hello? Hi. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up quick before we thing. Yes, the scuffed ending. Oh god. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys all for stopping by. I hope that you all had fun. I am here every Wednesday and Friday from 4 to 6 on Wednesday and from 8 to 10 p.m. on Friday. I hope that you will join me next time for Dragon Age, in which hopefully this does not happen. Y'all are awesome, and thank you. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. You have a great rest of your evening, and a great... Yeah, Mike's uwoos were so sexy, they killed the internet. It's all your fault, Mikey. Stop it.
Uwoo.
Ada, ada. And that's just how the stream ends, right there. Anyway. You guys all have a great rest of your night and a wonderful weekend, and I hope I'll see you next time. Thank you for waiting patiently for me to return from the nightmare that was this. Goodbye, everybody!
Goodbye!
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers over on Patreon, and give a special shout out to Jack Fox, Old Monster, Dizarin, Revolution 72, and A Ferb Among Us. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I'd also like to give a big thank you to everyone else watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know with a like and a comment. Be sure to have a look at the other videos on my channel, and subscribe so you never miss a new one. Links to my Patreon, Twitch, and all my other socials are in the description below the video. I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye!